Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Say hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
I'm sick and tired of your dirty tricks.
There are two magicians, Harry Kane and Carl Allen, who were quite a successful magician double act. Oh man, we rock. We rock so hard.
And then they fell out because one of them was having an affair with the other one's wife.
Where's Carl?
Oh, I don't know.
Carl?
OK, look, so maybe this has happened, but let's just, for the next hour, pretend it hasn't happened. How do you feel about that? Does that sound like a plan?
When the betrayed magician finds this out, there's an awful catastrophe that happens on stage.
I accidentally cut my wife's head off in a guillotine trick. Total accident, but Carl, played by Rob, thinks it's deliberate.
We join the action about 4 years later when they've gone their separate ways and they're both struggling slightly.
What about in the shop? I could dem a few tricks. I might be something of an attraction.
Not in a good way, Harry.
Our lives are a bit screwed. As a sort of last throw of the die, we decide to get back together to try and win a magic competition, win a bit of cash.
It would be strictly business. In, win, split the money, goodbye. No bar chat, bonhomie, or late-night laugh sessions. If you're interested, please state the word interested at this point.
Interested.
Good. Then I was thinking for the prelims we could do the cut-down routine, the 10-minuter. If you're on board, please state, "See you there, Harry," and we will see each other there.
See you there, Harry.
Likewise. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Likewise.
Andrew O'Connor, the director, came up with the idea and sort of worked it out with a few magician mates.
We wrote a treatment of that over about 8 months.
We really liked the idea of doing a movie about magicians. It seemed like a very original and funny and interesting area that hadn't been done before.
It was fairly clear that we wanted to go with Robert and David as the stars.
Even though the script wasn't originally written for them, in a funny sort of way, I think it probably was, because their voices were very much in their heads as they were writing the characters.
But both of us were basically half expecting Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson to step in at some point to replace us, but they didn't do that. Fortunately, David and I are still cheap enough to be in this film.
No, that's not the truth. That's not at all the truth.
They write for my voice very well, and which is great because it means I don't have to do much acting or, you know, put on a Geordie accent or anything.
Sam and Jesse somehow managed to find real bits of Robert and David and pull those into the characters.
So this is nice. You've got a nice flat.
I bet you say that to all the men whose flats you go around to. Not that you go around to loads of men's flats.
Rob and I have been working together, although it was initially just pissing around when we were students, but what we now call working together for nearly 13 years now.
Yes. Whole weeks go by where we basically can't stand the sight of each other.
Yeah. It's quite boring.
Yeah. Well, actually, the hate gets it's kind of fun in a way. It keeps it sort of lively.
David is just this personification of Middle England. You know, if you wanted to remake Hancock, I think David would be brilliant in that. And Robert's sort of cooler and sort of, you know, that slacker generation thing that he has. And so they're very, very different, both as people and as actors, but somehow they manage to complement each other perfectly.
It's quite a relief to hear you say that.
It's very nice to be able to know so clearly the actors are going to be reading your lines, because then you can feel very confident writing for them and knowing what's going to make them funny.
Sometimes people can get a bit carried away with the difference between film, TV, comedy.
In general, it seems pretty similar, but you have to be aware that your face might be suddenly the size of Mount Rushmore. You know, have to calm down the gurning. Otherwise, it's just going to hurt people.
You'd better shut your mouth, Carl. Just shut up and apologise.
Shut up and apologise.
Our character's relationship is that of two friends who have fallen out.
And they worked together for years, and so there's a lot of chemistry.
Harry is a very repressed man. He's got deep feelings of unhappiness and unfulfilled ambitions and guilt.
A slightly autistic, kind of socially incompetent, but very technically able, geeky magician.
And in the last 5 years, have there been any major changes to your circumstances?
I am widowed. I'm a widower.
And do you mind if I ask for the form how she died?
Right. She was, you know.
No, sorry.
I actually cut her head off with a guillotine.
Shit.
So I think he's got a lot of excuses for being a little bit tentative with the world.
A lot of double acts, they're very different people. Harry's much more technically minded, more of a guy who'd be more comfortable in his workshop than on stage. And Carl's much more of a showman, much more ambitious.
Oh, you must admit, it is going well.
Maybe so far the whole thing isn't a total fucking fiasco.
I play Carl Allen, who used to be a magician, but since he split up with David's character, Harry, has moved more into mentalism.
Sorry, but I'm in the middle of a meeting.
I would like you to dip into your brain and think of a word.
Would you both please leave immediately?
A word. A simple word.
OK, dickhead. My word is dickhead.
Perfect.
There's a hierarchy that, you know, people who can do very clever manipulating cards and deft things with their hands, they're sort of at the top. And then mediums who pretend to communicate with the dead are kind of near the bottom.
Medium? You're going to do psychic?
It's with a very modern twist. And
oh my God.
Is there a John in tonight? A Mr. John something? Seriously, no Johns.
All of the characters in the script are so carefully written and carefully contrived that they needed to be cast with just as much care and attention as the leads.
Linda is the female lead, and she's the girl who has to fall in love with David Mitchell's character, Harry.
She's quite sort of up for it. She's quite sort of fun, doesn't take life too seriously, doesn't take herself too seriously, just wants to kind of have a bit of a laugh, which is why she's sort of interested in becoming a magician's assistant.
See, I really, really want to do this. I bought a CD to audition. It's not magic, it's just a dance routine me and Karen used to do in the stockroom.
She just does a dance to gay bar, which is kind of fun.
So if you just want to imagine that there's two of us standing next to each other, just doing pretty much the same thing.
That's my audition, basically, to try and persuade Harry to let me be his magician's assistant, having had no experience.
Girl, I want to take you to a gay bar. I want to take you to a gay bar. I want to take you to a gay bar, gay bar, gay bar.
I meet Linda and I'm demonstrating knives in a shop.
Bloody hell, you all right?
Of course, with a knife like this, you're never likely to be depressed or lonely. I'm making a complaint.
Darren Boyd, who's been making me laugh for a very long time, and he plays Otto brilliantly.
I am Mindmonger, and I am about to enter your brain. I don't know, the beard just feels wrong.
Then let's lose the beard, man. I'm not married to the beard. As your agent, that's why I'm here. Help you make these hard choices.
He has an unbending enthusiasm and a genuine passion, shall we say, for his involvement with Carl.
Harry?
Oh, hi, Tony.
What the hell? Are you off to the Shield? What are you taking a ferry, you big loser?
Steve Edge plays Tony White, the sort of lecherous comedian.
He's a card magician and just spends his time travelling the country trying to sleep with as many women as he can.
I'm Tony White. Don't believe the rumours. They're all true. Except for the duck thing. I mean, do I actually look like the sort of bloke who'd suck off a duck?
The marvellous Peter Capaldi is Mike Francis, the sort of judge of the magic competition.
This is sick. This is so sick it might actually make the papers. He likes to maintain the standards that he's come to expect from magicians the world over.
He's been terrific, had his hair sort of boofed up. And obviously that's not his whole performance, but, you know, it just helps.
He's great. He's very, very funny. He's very, very right-wing, which is great fun to play.
Thank you, Tony White, showing you a new flower trick and also his distinctive ring piece. Don't worry, whoosh, right over the kids' heads. Anyhow.
And Andrea Riseborough playing Danny, who's very funny as the slightly credulous Geordie girlfriend of Carl's.
Danny is a really sweet and trusting person. She's not stupid, but she can be fairly naive.
So, what would you like?
Come on. You know.
A pint for me, please, and white wine for the lady.
Amazing white wine, wow. Yep, you got me. That is exactly what I drink. White wine, or red wine, or a lager.
Andrew, which is unusual, is an incredibly collaborative, easygoing, intelligent director.
It's very interesting when you work with essentially first-time directors. They're enthusiastic about what you're achieving. They're incredibly thankful for what you're trying to do. I'm much more involved with things, so rather than somebody saying to me, well, this is what I'd like to do, it's much more like, hey James, how do we achieve this?
He knows what he wants, and he knows when he's got it, and he's very good at conveying how to give it to him.
And cut. And do one last take.
He's just very good at talking to actors, it turns out. He's just, he gives you very detailed notes. He is more or less at one with the funny bit in every scene and how to bring that out of you.
He also loves the gags.
Andrew comes from a magic background, was, as I'm sure he'll tell you in his interview, Young Magician of the Year when he was 18.
Have I mentioned that I was the Young Magician of the Year at 18?
Andrew is a walking magic encyclopedia.
From the ages of 14 to 22, I earned a living as a professional magician, doing sort of working men's clubs and theatres and tours and hotels. And I was sort of cocky and, you know, got people up and took the mickey out of them. And I even spoke with a northern accent, and I wasn't even northern, it was mental, you know. Take a card, put it back, it's at the Six of Clubs, thank you very much. It was ridiculous. So the year that I won it, Noel was second. That man, that's called Scott Penrose. Scott is our magic consultant on our movie.
We managed to make the film authentic. Quite simply, we have a fantastic magic consultant on the film called Scott Penrose, who is there to make sure that everything we do is good and correct.
So every trick that you see in the film, Scott has either built, designed, looked after, taught the magician. So if the magic isn't very good in the film, it's absolutely Scott's fault.
This looks amazing.
The tricks that you'll see in the Magician's movie, a lot of classic tricks.
Guillotine illusion, where a blade passes through someone's neck, or not, as the case may be.
We're going with the guillotine, Harry, because I want to win, yeah? I'm not messing about.
A lot of smaller magic as well. As I said, David is doing the multiplying billiard balls, which is a classic trick.
I learned how to make 10 into 3 and then 4, but that very simple, not very spectacular thing, the joke of which is that it looks a bit shit, actually took more practice than all the levitation, guillotining, sub-trunk stuff all put together.
This is some Dove Productions, linking rings, this is some card manipulations. You'll see Jessica levitated.
Feels very uplifting.
Actually, it's a bit tight around my bum, Harry. Could you just get a finger in there and give it a waggle? And a strap, obviously. Not in my bum.
Sure, yes, I'll just get my hands in there, under there.
The guillotine illusion is quite a scary prop. It's designed not to cut anybody's head off, although at the same time it will cut things as well.
Well as, you know, the actors have learnt some tricks, the movie's peppered with some real magicians. There's a character in the movie called Wolfgang who puts out a cigarette on his tongue, and that's played by a guy called Pat Page. He's 74, one of the world's greatest magicians, and Pat sold me my first magic tricks when I was 13.
He came into a magic shop I was working in at the time and bought some tricks, and I've known him ever since. He gives me the odd job occasionally for old time's sake, you know.
Nice work, Wolfgang.
It's the kind of trick that no one would ever dare do today.
There's no method to that, apparently. He just takes the pain. Sick bastard.
People don't know that there are things called magic conventions where you can go and buy tricks. So we set up a magic convention in the movie, and we invited real magic dealers from around the country to come and set up their real stands and demonstrate their real tricks.
116, take 2.
Background action! Action!
Linda, Jessica Stevenson's character, is strolling round the convention, checking out some tricks. She finds the fake turd.
Genuine fake turd based on the 1947 Ted Kruger original design. It's a classic.
Is it magic?
It's on the borderline, where magic meets novelty.
This whole world, this whole magician's world of not the best taste kind of presentation and clothes and all this sort of stuff, I thought was just a great world to explore. And also it has this slightly geeky kind of element to it. I just thought that they caught that perfectly in the script.
Great to see the very strange and secluded world of the magicians and the amateur magicians doing their frankly terrible tricks.
Quick shake. Turns white.
It is a real community of people who are obsessed with one thing.
And they come apart as if by magic.
The thing that struck me particularly down there was that magic, in some ways, is show business for people without any charisma. You know, these are people with no natural talent, but they found a way to be on stage.
I didn't realise the Magic Circle is actually a place. They go down, they've got a club there, and they go down the bar, and they talk to each other about magic tricks.
It's not like Stonehenge.
No, it's more of a pub.
Stonehenge, some people believe, is an actual magic circle. Those people are morons.
We've gone as far as we possibly can with two comedy actors that aren't magicians. So we have spent a couple of months training them to do magic, and they worked out surprisingly well. Really, the essence is getting the persona as magicians, rather than just the successful execution of the trick. The real challenge was to get them into the mindset of a magician and acting like them.
It's very funny watching everybody learning how to do the magic because they all look vaguely nervous.
I mean, it's not exactly like Keanu Reeves spending 3 months to learn karate or kung fu or sword fighting, but it is a bit like that.
The trick I have is the flowers of love, which is a vanishing bouquet of flowers.
The flowers of love. And much like human love, 1 minute it's there, but by morning, 'tis gone.
David was given much easier magic tricks to learn than I was, and so it looks like he picked it up quicker. I had to learn the rolling a coin across your hand thing. Bend the knuckle, that's a tip, that's the first tip. And then I spent 4 weeks practicing this, and the idea is to get the coin to roll gracefully across your knuckles, pass it under, and then transfer it, and it goes round in a little circle. After 4 weeks, this is how well I can do it.
The evidence is we were both given some tricks. I mastered the ones I was given. Rob didn't master the ones he was given.
I largely gave up. People who can do it are freaks. And then it turns out that most magicians are only good at it because they practice for hours and years. I mean, where's the fun in that?
Yeah, Gandalf doesn't practice.
Oh my God, you are kidding.
Well, we're here in beautiful Skegness, looking at the pier, which stops as soon as it gets to the water. We got to film in the fantastic Nottingham Theatre Royal. It's a gorgeous theatre. We did all of the final of the magic show there.
The Theatre Royal in Nottingham, where we are today, is amazing and looks brilliant on film.
We got a whole audience of local people to come in and be the audience, and they were very well behaved.
I started to get quite badly heckled. I went out and started chatting to them all. Nobody else did. I was the only one who fell for it.
Poor bastards had to stay there for about 8 hours, clapping and doing various things they were ordered to do.
It became quite addictive, actually, after a while. It was really quite fun chatting to everyone. And I thought I saw Johnny Depp in the audience, but it wasn't him. Really. It wasn't him.
We are on a lovely beach called Queen's Park Beach in Mablethorpe. On the east coast of England.
Most of the scenes on the beach were fun. It's a nice working environment. Who wouldn't want to work on a beach most of the time? I suppose that's the attraction of being in Baywatch. I'd have to ask the Hoff.
I love the scenes on the beach where Harry tries to piss on Carl's head.
No, I don't like that.
He's buried up to his neck in sand on the beach for some sort of trick.
He's carrying out a Blaine-style stunt, the Sandathon, or Sandurance, as I think he calls it.
Here's the pitch. You don't need food. You are living off your brain.
I think the first thing that occurred to me was wasps. And if I was buried up to my head and there would be wasps around, that was my first thinking. I hope they're going to have some expert swatters. It turned out to be okay. I was actually in a wooden crate on a stool, so my head was poking out, but I was actually sitting down fairly comfortably. But it wasn't very nice to be in there for very long, because the wind gets up and then you've got sand whipping in your face and then the sun's boiling you.
Harry, David Mitchell's character, is furious with him and comes storming down to the beach.
Dirty tricks! You have to resort to dirty tricks!
Harry? I come and shout and scream at him and threaten to piss on his head.
Urine! How's that? Lovely warm urine all over your head.
I didn't even have to get my real knob out.
You did get a fake knob out.
I got a huge stunt Hollywood
just to try
knob.
and put me off.
Because obviously my own penis
is too funny.
It's not very filmic.
It's too funny.
Harry, look, let's talk about this.
Damn Damn! I can't go now!
I think that's a richly comic moment, and I enjoyed playing that.
Well, it's funny, just a funny British film.
The little details and nuances and deeply embedded within the film.
I think what you have in the two central characters are two characters that you can really invest in.
Hey, Harry!
It's a really warm tale, you know, and it has a great filmic story. Everyone's really kind of funny.
Thank you.
There's lots of very, very good kind of comic turns in it.
But just that it's a really good night out, and that maybe it encourages you to learn a card trick.
What are you talking about?
That was a joke. I don't really want to learn card tricks.
It's a story that makes sense, and you sort of are engaged by the characters, but happy to laugh with and at them.
A lot of laughs as well as drama.
Cut.
Blimey.
Well, I don't think that anyone has ever seen a final quite like that. I do not in any way mean that in a positive sense.